Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Akram and watching Knowledge 360. In the previous video, we discussed about comparison functions and operators in PostgreSQL. And in this video, we'll discuss about mathematical functions and operators in PostgreSQL. So PostgreSQL provides a rich set of mathematical operators and functions that help us perform calculations, transformation, and complex mathematical operations. In this video, we'll cover mathematical operators, mathematical functions, random number functions, trigonometric and hyperbolic functions. So first let's discuss about mathematical operators. Mathematical operators work on numeric types such as small int, integer, big int, numeric, real and double precision numbers. So here is some examples of common mathematical operations such as we are performing addition, subtraction, multiplication, integer division and float division and also remainder that is modulo division. So let's perform this and see the output for each operation. So here is the output that for addition we have got the result, subtraction and similarly for other operations also we have got the results. We have power and roots operators as well. So this is the power operator 2 to the power 5 and this is the square root operator and this is the cube root operator. So let's execute this and see the result. So here is the result. 2 to the power 5 is 32, square root of 25 is 5 and cube root of 64 is 4. Also in PostgreSQL we can get an absolute value of a given value using the @symbol. So here is the @symbol of minus 12. So the absolute value will be positive 12 number. So let's query this. So here is the output. Now let's see bitwise operations. In PostgreSQL we can directly perform bitwise operations as well. So 5 and 3, this is the AND operation, 5 or 3, 5 XOR operation and negation of 5. So let's select this and see the output. So here is the output for each operation that we have performed. Now let's see an example of bitwise shifts. So here we see left shift and right shift. So 1 left shift 3 and 16 right shift 2. So let's execute this query and see the results. So here is the result. Now let's see mathematical functions. PostgreSQL provides a large collection of functions for mathematical operations. So some common functions such as absolute value. So to get the absolute value we had seen one example using operator as well, that is the @symbol, but also we do have one function that we can use directly. So here is the absolute value of minus 17.4. It should be in positive value. Yes, so the absolute value is in the positive. Here is an example of ceiling and floor. So ceil function will give nearest integer upward and floor function will give the nearest integer downward. So if ceil is 42.2, so the final value would be 43 and floor if apply we 42.8, the nearest value will be 42. So let's see this. So here is the output for ceil and floor. Now let's see an example of rounding and truncate. So round function rounds the value up to certain position. Truncate just directly truncate the value after that position. So here we have provided the same value for both the function round and truncate. But in case of round, we are rounding off up to second position. That means after decimal up to this position. So since the next value is greater than 5, so it should be 42.44. Similarly for truncate, we are doing it up to second position. So the final value would be 42.43 for truncate. So let's execute this and see the output. So here is the output for both round and trunc. Also we have factorial, GCD, LCM functions as well. For factorial we provide one parameter. For GCD and LCM we can provide multiple parameters. So let's execute the query and see the result for all the three functions. So here is the result. For factorial is 120, for GCD is 21 and LCM is 42. Also we have pi and power functions. Power we have seen using operator and also we do have power function as well. Also we have one constant function pi, so whose value is constant. So let's execute the query to see the results. So here is the result that we know. This is the pi value and this is the power of 9 to the power 3. Also we have scale and precision functions. So scale functions and trim scale and min scale, they are useful for financial applications that rely heavily on scale and precision functions. So let's execute this query to see the output. So here is the output for scale and precision functions. In the next part, let's see random number functions. PostgreSQL also supports random number generations. So the simple one is select a random function without any parameter and anything. So here is the random function generate. So as many times we execute this, we will get the different numbers. So this is how random function work. But we can even provide the range of for this. This is the same random function, but we are providing two parameters 1 and 10, minus 5 to 5. So let's execute this. So here we can see that we have got random numbers within the range. So if we select again and again, we will get different results. So different results is not guaranteed, but most of the time we get the random. Now let's see trigonometric functions. PostgreSQL supports both radian and degree based trigonometric functions. So these are the radian based functions, sine 1, cos 0, tan 1. So let's execute this. So here is the output for sine, cos and tan. Also we have degree based functions as well, that is sine d, cos d, tan d. For degree based also we can perform the operation. So here we got the result for degree based sine functions, that is sine d, cos d and tan d. In PostgreSQL also we have inverse trigonometric function, that is a sine, a cos, a tan. So let's execute the query to see the result for these functions. So these are the output for inverse trigonometric functions. Also we can use a tan 2 for better precision. So a tan 2 1, 0, a tan 2d 1, 0. So let's execute and see the output for these functions. These trigonometric functions are used in GIS systems, geometry, physics simulation and game development. In PostgreSQL, we also have a hyperbolic functions. So sin h, cos h, tan h, etc. And then inverse functions such as a sin h, a cos h, a tan h, etc. are also available. So let's execute this and see the outputs. So these are the outputs for hyperbolic functions, and also we can perform the same for inverse functions as well. These are the outputs. The uses of hyperbolic functions appear in engineering, signal processing and advanced math models. So the conclusion is, in this video we cover mathematical functions, mathematical operators, random number generation, trigonometric functions and hyperbolic functions. Always check the data type behavior because integer division truncates results while floating point gives precise decimals. So this was all about mathematical operators and functions in PostgreSQL. If the video was helpful, do like the video and subscribe the channel to get the notifications for upcoming videos. In the next video, we'll cover the topic of string functions and operators in PostgreSQL. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.